Why you can. That's funny. No, that's just how I come across.
My man Eddie texts me, says Ryan is so tilted right now.
Yeah.
Neither.
Chat.
No, I like arguing
Chat,
about things, but I want to try to explain my point.
No, absolutely. I feel like we're giving you the platform to do
Okay,
it
so
right now.
now's the point in time where we end the conversation and change it to chat instead. Chat, would you rather have 8-9 suited or pocket aces in a 9-handed pot? 9 players to the flop, you raise and you get called 8 ways. Would you rather have aces or 8-9 suited? You guys let us know. We get a raise here from Iron up to 80. Alex with queens once again from the cutoff.
Let me think about it.
And Gil the plumber
Or
with a snap call.
It could be 9-10 suited, 8-9 suited, 10-jack suited, any of those hands.
Sure, sure.
They're all pretty much the same.
And Jesse with ace-4 diamonds has not folded yet from the small
You
blind.
see, it's pretty split. I mean, we can count them, but it's pretty split.
It is. It is pretty even. I mean, not on my side, but
Raise.
it is even in the chat.
755.
And my man Jesse pulling the trigger on the 4-bet here, up to 755 with ace-4 diamonds.
Gil's not even. Gil isn't. So I need what?
You guys want to buy out?
I need all clubs. I need 3 clubs right now.
Where's this really run at? Play some hands. Wow, 4-bet from Jesse here.
755. 755.
Back over to Alex.
This is one of those tough spots when you're Alex that, you know, he doesn't have a lot of experience playing with some of these guys. I don't know how much he's played with all these guys. And you get in these spots where it's queens. And it's obviously a great hand. It's the 3rd best hand in poker.
Dude, the
but he's in a spot. And
something
he
about
doesn't
the
know players.
situation and exactly the dynamic we have right now, I feel like Gil's more likely to call this than Alex is for some reason.
Oh, well, Gil's not folding. If Alex folds. But, you know, Alex is in a weird spot here where if he flats, he has about a little over 2K back. Right? He's putting in
He'll have
like
around
a quarter of a stack.
one pot behind. Yeah, it'll be about pot size bet left.
If Gil calls, yeah. And he could rip it, but you know, he's only beating a hand like jacks or 10s, and he's flipping against ace king, and he's getting snapped by aces and kings. So it's not the best situation for Alex. He is in position against the 4-better.
It's like, dude, you're running up the middle 3 times. Hopefully you get a yard.
He's
And
gonna
we're
call.
gonna get a call there.
I like this. I think it's fine. You also get extra money in the pot by Gil flatting here every time.
Back over to Gil.
Gil said he's not netting it up tonight, so I don't expect to fold.
Every time I've seen him do that little chip motion, he's made a thin call so far.
They're just pieces of plastic, Gil.
Right?
Just flick it in. This one's for George. You know the flop's coming king high.
King in the window.
King high all clubs, right? You know that, right?
Definitely not clubs, by the way.
3 pairs.
3 ways
you
to the
need,
flop.
You need a diamond flop.
Ay-ya! He flopped a flush draw, I win.
What?
He flopped a set of clubs.
Alex's queen's
I'm
still
in.
massively in the lead as these 2 fish cakes argue about the prop.
This is not a very good flop for Jesse.
Terrible flop for both Jesse and Gil. Gil with a couple back doors.
How sick would it be if Jesse just ripped it here?
He's capable.
No. Gil has like 6,400 back and he just snaps.
You see Alex leaning into the table super heavily right there.
He's
2
interested.
queens.
If Jesse were to check, I would be interested to see what Alex did, but Jesse does bet.
Fires 600. Back over to Alex.
It's just awkward. When he calls here, he has 1665 back, and
Yep.
there's 42 in the pot.
Chat's saying 8-9 clearly is better than aces on the 8-9-9 board.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, chat.
Exactly.
Alex calls.
Miguel Rodriguez chiming in, 8-9 all day, he says.
You missed all the aces they had in the chat. There was a slew of them.
Bob D said, I only watch when Gil is on. Hope Gil wins. Thanks, Bob D. A lot of Gil fans in here.
Definitely a huge crowd favorite now.
Miguel Rodriguez, thank you again for the donation. 8-9 wins. Ace, ace.
Especially on this board. Good lord.
What is
Back
Gil?
over to Gil, and Gil hasn't folded yet. Is Gil going to rip?
I don't know what Gil's thinking here. Oh, he
It just
calls.
calls.
He's gonna float.
Oh, my God.
Turns the king of spades.
He's got the back doors.
He's just floating. Of course, it's going to come
The
club.
jack of clubs and the king of spades, right? Deuce of hearts changes nothing.
Close.
Check.
Jesse's done with it.
I think Alex just has to shove here, right?
Alex with less than half pot remaining.
It's not like the most amazing spot in the world, but he just has to shove because he should almost always have the best hand here.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesse effectively gave up on the turn by quickly checking, and Gil could have a lot of hands.
Small bet here from Alex, leaving himself
Wow.
just 1,000 behind.
I don't really like that. I just think you have less than half pot left. You just got to get it in. It's too high variance. If you have the nuts, yeah, sure, but you have one pair here.
Yeah, it looks extremely strong. It's just effectively playing your hand face up.
I mean, he's actually over-repping his hand by this bet, kind of, even
You
though it's
guys-
a small bet.
Gil hasn't folded. There he goes. Finally finds a fold. Back over to Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the same thing, but if I'm Alex, I would just shove here. You're going to do that with all your draws, so just do it with queens. It might be one of those spots where Alex knows it's the same thing, and if someone shoves on him, that way he doesn't have to show first. Could be that type of thing. That's real. That's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that all the time. That's a thing. But if he did that, he might have bet like 1,300, and by doing this, he's kind of giving one of his opponents a price to actually just call with a draw and just fold river. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say Gil had 10 jack of hearts. If he doesn't shove and he just bets 950, Gil could just call and just fold river.
He rips.
Jesse rips? What the?
Wow, Jesse check rips here.
What the hell?
And Alex only has 700 behind. There's no way he could ever fold, right?
This is the weirdest hand.
Alex uses this tiny sizing.
So, like, if you bet here and then get ripped on, you should be
never folding.
snap calling.
Yeah.
Why else would you
should
bet?
you should understand what's going to happen or what can happen in the permutations, right? So if you bet the sizing and then get ripped on,
I can't believe this.
it's because you have had the thought process, it's going to be a snap.
And Alex hasn't called yet.
I mean, this would be the most incredible bluff if this,
This would be
worked.
sick if you just check quarter pot into half pot raise and just fold.
Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, Alex should be shoving there. If you're not shoving, you're doing it so that someone else can shove so that they can show first, right? So that you can snap.
Look at Jesse with ace-4 of diamonds having a good shot at winning this whole pot.
Come on,
Said he puts his opponent on aces.
I mean, this is just
He's halfway there.
the way Alex
And he folds! Oh my god! Jesse, with the check min raise on the turn, actually gets it through.
I mean, he had no fold equity.
That is sick.
I mean, he had no perceived fold equity.
You know, but then
And he
it's
shows it.
actually why,
Jesse actually shows ace-4 diamonds here too.
why it's more of an honest rip from his perception because he has no fold equity,
Exactly. He
right?
he leveled himself.
Right.
Oh my good lord.
I don't recommend. I think if you're going to be betting that size with the stack left and the pot size, you need to be snapping. Not even close.
Yeah.
The problem is when he rips there, he has no perceived fold equity at all. So he's like,
He's
it
like, it has
just
to be
looks
the
like
nuts.
it's the top of his
Yeah,
range.
Yeah, it looks
yeah.
like no. Why would anybody ever bluff
You know,
me like that?
especially
They
after he
always have it
three-bets
here.
pre.
100%.
So like he's not capped his range,
Yeah.
right? So he can have aces and kings that with that line completely.
Wow.
So like I can understand his thought process, but mathematically, it is a snap.
Exactly.
Yeah, and from Jesse's perspective, he shouldn't be doing it because of the same reason why Alex thinks that it's always aces and kings, because there shouldn't be any fold equity. So it should only work from Jesse's perspective if he knows that opponent is capable of making a huge fold like that. And I don't know that he knew Alex was going to make a fold like that, but
Right. It
That's
might
such
he
just
had a
weird,
feeling.
It
It's
might
so
just be
weird
suicidal.
because
Like,
he
he
only
wouldn't-
bets quarter pot, you guys, and then Jesse only makes it back up to half pot in that spot. It's
So,
just
like,
unbelievable. He only has 700 behind.
Not
Yeah,
even.
it was like one.
It was 42 in the pot. He bet 950 with 700
Yeah,
back.
That's amazing.
So this is a good example, guys, of like being result oriented, right? Like, yes, it did work. I personally disagree with what he did and from what
From both perspectives, actually.
Right.
I agree.
Absolutely true. So like, just because he took it down does not mean like I see a bunch of people in chat like, oh my God, this is amazing. He's a beast. Like, yes, you can have that perception of him absolutely, and you can root for him. I'm sure he's a great guy and a good poker player, but this hand was misplayed on both ends, unfortunately. Agreed? Disagree?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's actually the one thing I will say is that exploitatively, the way that the hand was played with ace-4 of diamonds is very risky for Jesse's position.
Super high variance.
It's too volatile.
Obviously. That being said, like, clearly there are spots that you can get out of line and make huge statements like that.
Of course.
I think what you guys are hearing MJ and I advocate for specifically are taking in a mixture or a hybrid of both a fundamental play and the exploitative side. And what you guys see Jesse just destroy with there is just pure exploitative play,
But
no real fundamental application there. It's all just like, I think my opponent's going to make a huge fold here and just goes for the throat and wins the money in that spot. And what MJ is saying is that that can open you up to being taken advantage of. It can cause some significant mistakes and holes in your game if you're doing that.
Right. So let's say that our decision, we understand mathematically what our decision, and I'll get to this in a second.